So the other day I was having a very interesting conversation with a close friend of mine, and he mentioned his disgust with how Christians in their messaging tell little kids that they are born sinners. There's actually a very interesting biblical point that I think most Christians don't even understand, and so I wanted to make a little video to understand what is being born in sin, and also why was Jesus even born of a virgin. I think that's something that most people don't even understand, why that is. To understand that, we have to understand where this born a sinner, born in sin comes from. And that comes from Genesis, the story of Adam and Eve that we all know. We all know that Adam and Eve ate the apple. But in truth, what really occurred, if we understand Hebrew idioms, was that Adam had sex with Eve. Sex was the sin in the garden. And so we are all born in sin. Now, does it matter whether Genesis was literally written by Moses and was a literal account of the beginning of history, which obviously I don't believe that's the case, or if you lean to more so my side of thinking where this was a story written from the Jewish people in exile from Israel? If we don't even know the contextual history of the land itself, it was very important that the Jewish people stayed on the land. And so when they were exiled, they made a story called Genesis to illustrate the exile of Israel, the banishment from their holy land, their promised land. But regardless of whatever perspective that you hold, the point is that the Jewish people believed in that story of origin so much that they identified with it. We see that in Jesus when Jesus comes on the scene. But we have to understand that sex was the sin in the garden. It's very clearly in the context of the passage. They covered their private parts, which was the offending parts after they sinned, after their eyes were opened. It can't be more clear. And now when Jesus comes on the scene, it makes more sense that he was born of a virgin because we are all born in sin. If the story, regardless of whether it's a true depiction of the beginning or not, if in the story sex was a sin, then we're all born in sin. So that is why Christ had to be born of a virgin, so that he would not be born in sin, so that he could be the perfect, spotless sacrifice that the whole Old Testament law was foreshadowing. Now, it's incorrect to say that we're all born sinners, because that's not the context of the actual understanding of what it means to be born in sin. To be born in sin is literally to mean to be born in the act of sex, because sex was the sin in the garden. It has nothing to do with little children or sinners. There's an age of accountability in the Bible anyway. So we have to fix the messaging in the church. And this is just one example of that. I just wanted to make a quick video so that you guys can actually understand what Christians mean when they say people were born in sin and everyone is born in sin, and so we need a savior who wasn't born in sin. And this is also the reason why that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. Now, if you guys like this video, subscribe. I'm going to continue to make more videos like this in short form so that you guys can start to understand what this Bible is and what this story is actually about, minus all of the religious dogma that is attached with these things. Anyways, guys, till next time.